For as long as film has existed, there have always been attempts to adapt the stories from books into movies. While some film adaptations have been very successful, such as the Harry Potter film series, others have kind of flopped. The latest attempt to adapt a beloved book into a film is Disney's live-action A Wrinkle in Time. Now, if you take a moment to look up how the movie is doing, you will see that the film is not doing too well in terms of ratings or at making money at the box office. What does it do wrong? Why does it fall short? Having seen A Wrinkle in Time myself, I'm here today to discuss the film and if it is indeed a waste of your time. Based on the 1962 novel of the same name, A Wrinkle in Time is a story about 13-year-old Meg Murray, a girl with low self-esteem who has been struggling to adjust to school and home life ever since her scientist father mysteriously disappeared while studying astrophysics. Though she and her mother believe he may have found a way to teleport to another world, there is, of course, no proof of this. At least, not until the introduction of Miss What's-It, a mysterious woman that Meg's younger brother, Charles Wallace, befriends, who reveals that their father has indeed found a way to space travel, but is being held against his will on the dark planet whatever. And so, Meg, together with her younger brother Charles Wallace and her friend Calvin O'Keefe, set off with 3 astral travelers, Miss Witch, Ms. What's-It, and Miss Who, to find and rescue her father. Now, if that sounds like an interesting premise and like the setup for a cool, grand scale journey, it should, as the book is a great read and you're left with a memorable story about a sci-fi fantasy adventure. The movie, however, fails to deliver this same feeling, as it feels very watered down and rushed compared to the book. By the end of the story, it should feel like the characters went on this huge, life-changing journey filled with self-discovery, and them saying goodbye to the 3 ladies is like saying goodbye to old mentors/friends. However, I didn't feel any of that here. Characters are nowhere near fleshed out enough. The antagonistic force behind everything never feels like a real threat, and the 3 ladies were barely even around. Not only that, but nowhere near enough time is spent explaining the universe of the movie, which makes me wonder how non-readers of the book even managed to understand what was happening, since it almost feels like the movie expects you to have prior knowledge of the story. And that's just my issues with the story part. Sadly, this movie has problems all over the place. It suffers from bad acting, bad dialogue, way too much CGI, strange choices in adaptation changes, and even fails at having an exciting final confrontation. How do you manage to have a boring final encounter? Well, no spoilers, but I'll just say that letting a child actor try doing the whole bad guy ran and trying to be intimidating is such a bad move on the director's part. I hate to hate on a movie that a lot of people probably worked really hard on, but I just found it to be so bad. I mean, I never fall asleep when I go to the theater to watch something. Yeah, I found some of the dialogue to be so boring that I actually dozed off for a few minutes at one point. Still, the movie's doing bad enough on its own, and I've taken enough time to trash talk it, so allow me to try give it credit where it's due and talk about what it does right. While there aren't many things, there are a few things that I liked. For one, it can be said that some of the environments were kind of cool. I mean, that scene where they're in the suburbs and all the kids are bouncing the balls in unison is off-putting, and I enjoyed its spooky vibe. Another thing I liked was that although I didn't find the characters of Mrs. What's-It, Witch, and Who to be that great, I did find it cool how in each scene they are in, they have some sort of crazy costume change that helps them look like otherworldly beings. Sure, it's mostly glitter and whatnot, but it has a nice touch. Finally, I want to give credit to the girl who plays Meg, Storm Reed, as I feel that she did a really good job in her role and basically carried the movie. Still, despite a few positives, I think that this movie has enough flaws that I would not recommend it. Suffering from a variety of problems and failing to capture the magic of the book is the kind of film that I wouldn't say is worth your time. If anything, maybe wait and just rent it if you're that curious about it. But hey, that's just my opinion, and remember, don't take anything I say too seriously. After all, I'm just a wannabe reviewer. Thanks for watching.